We're on to the second part now of Hotel California solo. And as I mentioned in the first part, we're not able to jam with the backtrack because if somehow Google's or YouTube's bots track down the original track playing, they're going to copyright infringement and think we're going to make millions out of their song, instead of realizing that when somebody copies your song, they might just go buy the original. So it's reverse advertising on their behalf, but anyway, it's a cool solo, so we're going to learn it, and here we go, second part. Now, if you haven't learned that first part, if you haven't learned that, go back to video number 1, so that when you get to video number 2 where you are now, you know how to lead into this part. Now the part we're covering now will be the red part on the PDF file, which is going to sound like this. Now let's take you through that over there, slow motion. There's some nice little twists. In the first video we mentioned the B minor pentatonic, so for those that you, just a quick recap, it's the one that starts at fret 7. It's that scale there. You should know that by now, otherwise you probably wouldn't be learning the solo. And the first phrase is going to start with a hammer-on from fret 7 on the 3rd string, jump down to fret 7, back to fret 7, and this is all part of your B minor pentatonic scale. You can actually hear the notes inside there. You can hear those notes. You can hear those notes actually forming part of the scale. Very important to know where the notes come from. So your first 4, one more time, fret 7, hammer on to fret 9, fret 7 on the 2nd, back to fret 7 on the 3rd, and you're going to do a quick little hammer on and pull off from fret 9, 8 and 9. And this note here, where my second finger, my middle finger is fretting, that's from the harmonic minor. We did mention it in the first part of the video as well, so if you've forgotten that, remember the scale. Gives a very different sort of non-bluesy sound, but if you put it in context and your phrasing is good, it works very, very well. Just ask the Eagles. Now, check the first half and the second half of the 4th bar on your PDF. The first part goes, second part, and you'll notice the only real difference there, instead of going 9, 8, 9, which is the first part, it goes to 9, 7, 9, which is the second part, which is quite cool. So they've capitalized on the flattened 7th, for those that know the theory of the minor pentatonic, and they've included that major 7th sound from the harmonic minor. Now, I don't want to go into theory, I want to learn the solo. So if you want to learn more about scale types, what the characteristics are, what harmonic minor means, what accidental means, let me know and I'll send you the links and matching PDFs for that to take you through that. The goal of this video and this series of the Hotel California solo is to learn the solo, not to bore you with theory. Okay, so one more time, let's do it slow motion. 1, 2, 3, 4. And notice that the picking hand as well with the movement, that's going to indicate when you do hammer-ons and pull-offs. Again, my fingers have been numbered, so make sure you're using the right finger notation. It's going to help a lot. And we're going to finish off beginning the second line, which is going to be a bend from fret 10. Now, we mentioned in the first video, always bend with supported. And what we mean by supported is, in other words, fingers 1 and 2 are going to help the 3rd finger to bend. So you can see those 2 fingers are strengthening him. If I did this, that might, not will, but very well could happen, because it hasn't got strength by itself. So the purpose of fingers 1 and 2 are to help support that note. Now, what's my finger for the next 10? It goes, and this is called a double stop. In other words, you're going to hear 2 notes at the same time, and your pinky is playing the fret 10 on your first E string. So your phrase is going to go, and it comes back to that 10, which is bent up. And then it's going to come quickly from the 10 onto the 7, back to the 10, onto the 8, and bend it up again. So slow motion. I think I skipped a 10 there. Hey? Let's do that again. That's better. And in context, it's going to sound a lot smoother. So we're going to have, And then we join them together to get something like this. Got your first finger on the fret 7. Different angles, so you can see the fingers there. Now my phrasing is maybe not as good as I'd like it to be because I'm missing the backtrack, but it's close enough to get it going. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got that there. That's the end of part 2. And then what you want to do is you want to go back to the first video and then join it together. So you want to have the and then we'll see you video number 3 for the next part. So we're doing this in stages. Learn them, perfect them. If you make a mistake or two, don't stress too much, but try and get to make sure your notes are clean, understand the rhythm. Of course, you can jam with the original at home and there's not going to be any copyright issues. And have some fun with it. There's a lot of techniques we can carry to our own soloing as well. Like I love doing, for example, which is not unlike what they've done. Very similar. So I've taken what they've done there and I've incorporated into my own playing. And you can hear it sounds similar what I'm doing now, but I'm borrowing from their ideas, I'm learning from their creativity, and I'm seeing for myself how can I apply their creativity into the way I'd like to solo. And I'd like you to do the same. I'd like you to listen to what they're doing, learn what they're doing, and then import the techniques that you would like to make your soloing your style. Okay, that's all about improvising, creating your own style, your own niche, your own phrasing, your own character. Very important, so that when somebody puts in a CD or if they hear jamming, they can say, hey, I know who's playing that. That's not the Eagles, that's Freddie or John or whatever your name is. Okay, so learn the ideas, borrow the ideas. These are great guitarists. And then change or rather adapt the techniques to your own unique style. If you do it exactly like the original, well, there's no creativity there. That's just a skill in itself. I'm not going to argue that. Very good skill. But you're not actually becoming an individual. Very important. Always become an individual. Because if I want to hear the exact same solo as it is, then I'm going to put on the exact same CD. I don't want to hear you play exactly the same as the Eagles, but I'd love to hear your interpretation, your idea, your concept of the Eagles, and make it uniquely yours at the same time. John Mayer does this very, very well. Not with the Eagles, but you know where I'm going with it. Okay, hope you enjoyed. See you for video number 3. Thank you.